Hello you guys, welcome back to my channel. Now be honest, is this giving you like spring vibes or clown vibes? Like I'll take either. So today I'm going to be making a video about using up your products, and this is going to be a little bit of tips and tricks on how to use them faster and also just in general how to keep your collection moving. If you're like me, you used to watch a lot of like makeup reviews and makeup videos and everyone was all about the new releases, and then people would declutter all their old stuff just so that things keep moving, otherwise your collection would get huge. And that's kind of also how I feel about body care. So this is going to be just kind of what I do, my tips and tricks and things like that. So without further ado, let's get started. Now the obvious thing is, if you have a lot of product and you want your scent to last, you can layer and double layer. So basically what that means is you're going to put on lotion, you're going to put on body spray, you're going to put on lotion again, you're going to put on body spray again, and it just layers the product. And I personally, I'm going to be honest with you, I don't do that. I think that's too much for me personally, and that would be a clear mental thing where I'm specifically just trying to use something up, and that's not what I want to do. I don't want to just use something up, I want to fully enjoy it as well. So it's kind of like a middle ground between using up your products but also making sure you're fully enjoying yourself. And that's something that I struggle with because I enjoy using products up. It's some kind of like an anxiety game, almost like an OCD thing, where as long as I keep using something up, when I finish using something up, I'll start something else to use up. It's like a constant thing that I do to keep me focused, and that just helps me mentally in general in life, having some kind of organization. But then I also love shopping and adding to my collection. Collecting things makes me happy. So there's got to be a middle ground. So my first tip is going to be to keep a scent next to your shower. Now this usually for me will be a really fresh scent. And what I mean by that is when you're just getting out of the shower, your pores are still open, you spray it on. Your pores are open so the scent will kind of cling on a little better, and you're getting out of the shower feeling a little more fresh, you have this fresh scent on, and then you continue with whatever body lotion, whatever body spray you want. It's just for that little bit of time when you're out of the shower feeling all fresh and clean just to use. You want to stick with that scent, perfect. If not, it's not a big deal. It's just like for your own senses, to enjoy yourself. There's nothing that I love gourmand scents, all of those, but there's nothing better than coming out of the shower feeling extremely fresh and clean. That is my favorite thing in the world. So that would just be a tip if you want something just for your own experience after the shower. Highly recommend just having a body mist that's fresh and clean just next to your shower to use right out of the shower. And this doesn't have to be just a fresh scent that's separate from your regular scent. You can use a gourmand scent, you can use any scent, just start off with it after the shower and then go in with your lotion and then just spray it again, just to lock that spray in. It's like a double spray, except it's even better because you're doing it while your pores are open. Now I use up body mists pretty quickly, and that only started happening when I started taking one specific spray to work. Now this depends on where you work and if you are capable of offending anyone with your scent, or if you can't smell too strong or anything like that. Basically what I do is I want a middle ground between enjoying my collection and using things up. So what I will do is during my work days, I will take a spray that I'm specifically trying to use up and I will use the crap out of it at work. I will respray, double spray, whatever I need to do, and I just use it all the time so I'm constantly smelling it. Scents do not last long. Yes, you get blind to them, so be careful, but most scents like body sprays do not last long, so you can just keep respraying, and there will be one specific scent that I use for that specifically. And then during my days off is when I go in with whatever I want for my collection, so that I'm never too bored of just using up scents, never too bored of using whatever and never using up my scents. Just a middle ground. You're doing both. At work, I'm busy working. I don't really care that much, so there I go in with a repeated scent. Days off, like that's my time to kind of explore my scents, explore my collection, try something new. So that's my tip. Another tip is to combine scents. Find something you love and mix it with something else. Get creative. That way you are using 2 mists instead of 1. You can use 2 lotions instead of 1, 2 shower gels instead of 1. You're using double the usage, and you're getting creative and you're thinking of something new. And life can get pretty boring sometimes on a daily basis. Let's be honest, it's just how the world works. I think for people that are scent lovers, this is the time where they get to themselves to kind of get creative with your collection, pick out scents, wonder like, how do I want to feel today? Scents definitely influence how you feel in here. So I think that's your time to kind of decide, like, how do I want to feel? What can I mix together? How can I get creative with my collection? So highly recommend doing that, and you'll get double the usage. All right, my next tip is to set aside the scents that you want to use up. It feels really good having your collection nicely displayed and having the scents that you want to use up kind of separately on a separate shelf or in like a basket or something like that, because then when you like are rushing and don't really care what to wear, that's the time to try to use up a scent. Something that's old that you know is going bad or anything like that, just keep it separate and it'll keep you motivated because you'll constantly see it in your forefront. Another tip is sell your products. Now, this tip isn't for everyone. I use Mercari. I have a sign up link down below. You get something if you sign up and sell something or buy something, and then I get something. But I have a Mercari, and it's really simple. I actually have a video on my channel on how to sell on Mercari. Basically, it's the simplest thing ever. It gives you the label, it gives you everything. You just take an old Amazon order box, put the stuff in, and put the label on and ship it out. And it's really, like, you can drop it at UPS, you can drop it at the postal, depending on what kind of label you get. Now, I've noticed that there's a thin line between products I just want to use up and products that I'm not in love with anymore. And I noticed that the products that I'm just like, oh, I can't wait to like use this up just to use other products. Once that thought goes in my head, I'm like, you know what? Stop using it. Sell it. Just sell it. Who cares? You make a little tiny bit of money, even if you don't make the amount that you paid for it, which certain sense you can get more than you paid for it. But even if you don't get more, it doesn't matter because you will be using scents that you actually love from now on, and you'll get a couple dollars out of it for a new scent instead of, in a way, torturing yourself. Because yes, you'll be like, yay, I used it up, and that's really satisfying. But why spend your days with something that you're not in love with anymore, you know? So just sell your products. I do this a lot. Anytime I'm using a scent and I'm like, you know what, like, I wish I could just use this up. Then I'm like, just sell it. Done. Just get rid of it and move on to the next one. And then there's those products that you do still like, you just want to use. It was fun, it was seasonal, you want to use up and then move on. Those are the products that you should be trying to use up. Otherwise, just sell it. Just sell it. If you're not in love with it, sell it. Going off of that, also Bath & Body Works and Victoria's Secret has a great return policy. You can go without a receipt and just exchange for something else, even if it's a really old product. So just keep that in mind. Don't abuse it, but you can also do that. Another tip is to use the products you're in love with when you're in love with them. If you're like me, when you get a scent that you're like mind-blowing, obsessed, like can't get enough of it, you'll kind of shy away from using it just because it's the best one. Like whenever I do anything, eat candy, anything at all, I start with my least favorite part and work my way up to my favorite part. So I'll do that with my body mist. I will use all the ones that I'm like, I like, but I'm not in love with, and then I'll work my way to the ones I'm in love with. The problem is, by the time you get to the one that you were in love with, there's like 3 other ones that you love more than that one. And when you use this one, it's not as enjoyable as it would have been if you just started using it right away when you got it, when you were in love with it. Mists last a long time, so it's not like you'll use it up in 2 seconds. So just use it while you love it and you'll enjoy your collection so much more, I promise you. Going off of that, don't keep products just because you're scared they won't come back. Get a backup if you need to, but the way I see it is Bath & Body Works and Victoria's Secret is always coming out with new scents, scents that smell similar, scents that have a similar vibe, that it's repackages a lot of times, and even if you don't get the same exact scent back, you'll fall in love with something very similar. So kind of just shed that thought of like, oh, what if this scent never comes back? Use it, love it. If it comes back, it does. If it doesn't, there'll be another one. Just keep your rotation kind of going. Now, there is certain scents, for me even, that I will not have that mentality with, and there's just a few. For example, these 3. I have Temptation Lace, which is nostalgic to me. It is my favorite Victoria's Secret scent of all time. I bought it back up on Mercari, and this is one scent that I will never use up because I will use it until I'm about down here. That's why I bought a backup, so that I could use one of them up. But this is a scent that I always want in my collection. I don't care if they come out with something similar, like this is something I want. Similarly, Tropic Splash I really like, and it's also one of those that I would like to keep in my collection forever. And then Electric Beach, but they did come out with Secret Sunrise, which is pretty much a dupe for this, so this one I'm not too worried about. But there is certain scents that you want forever. Maybe if you like making lists, make a list of the scents that you want forever in your collection, like forever, your base collection, not rotating collection, just the things that you want. Keep them separately if you want, but there should be only a few, right? Like you can't just like be like everything is something that I can't live without. You know, there's some things that you can part, and that this is just for me, you know, like everyone has their own mentality on that, but just keep in mind there's always going to be new scents, always similar scents, so just keep it moving. My last tip for you guys is do not buy backups just because they're there and they're on sale for really, really cheap. I will buy backups, maybe one or two of things that I know I'm obsessed with, and I go through things pretty quickly, so I'm not too worried about it. But I have in the past found myself, especially making videos and making semi-annual sale hauls, where I would just buy a bunch of stuff just because I'm like, A, I can make a video about it, and B, in the moment, I think that I need 4 of the mists and 4 of the lotions and so on and so forth. But it is true that you do get sick of scents. Even scents that you're absolutely in love with, you will get sick of eventually. Potentially. Not everyone, but just in my experience, that's what happens. So don't force yourself. Don't be like, oh my gosh, it's only like $3 and something. It doesn't matter because those $3 could be used towards something else that you'll actually love and use. So don't force yourself to buy things just because they're on sale and because everyone else is buying a crap ton of stuff. You know, you don't need to. All right, you guys, those are my tips and tricks, and please put your tips and tricks down below just because everyone is so different. So it would be nice for anyone reading comments to be able to find new tricks and new tips from everyone that loves body care, which hopefully if you're watching this video, you do. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in my next video. Bye, guys.